guys, how's it going? It is October, time for another garden tour, which it might be our last one of the season, depending on how the fall goes. I do think things are still looking pretty nice out here, including the annuals. They are holding their own. We did get a lot of rain though last night, and I have not walked to see how everything looks. So I'm guessing we're gonna come upon some really flattened out grasses and things like that, but that's just kind of the name of the game for this time of the season. Now we wanted to start up here because the last time you saw this, pretty recently, Aaron and I were up here completing the boxwood hedge. So we got all the Independence boxwoods in on both sides. So we've got this one, which we are going to end with a cone at the end. I left a little space there because I felt like we needed something a little bit bigger to end it. And then we also fixed 4 of these. The curve wasn't right. So it came down to this one and then it took off like pretty straight. It almost looked like I don't know, it was not a gentle curve. Now it is. So we've got that, and then I popped a boxwood out. I felt like it came too far. And then we finished up to the little side gate there. And you can see the mail house is almost done, except for the windows. We're waiting on the windows to arrive. So of course they haven't been able to finish that, but can you imagine this little mail house with a window box and a cottagey looking garden space down below? It's gonna be so cute. I'm hopeful that we will get the stone pathway, which will come from the gravel just to the doorway, done in the next couple of weeks. The mulch does help though. When we get a lot of rain, if we don't have mulch down, it gets really gummy and sticky. So I don't really want anybody to have to walk through that to get to the mail house. And then of course this will be gone once this is complete, but I'm just excited about how this whole area has shaped up. The firelight hydrangeas look beautiful. And I think we are going to pop this lilac out, Aaron.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea, actually.
So if we move this, and we'll put it somewhere else out here, so that we have a little bit more of a solid evergreen block right here, and maybe we put something blue here, I think that will look better for the year-round interest. While this is going to be gorgeous in the spring, I think having it be solid so that we can finish this whole bed with firelight hydrangeas, I think that'll be a really striking look. I'm excited about it. And just excited about this whole space and how it feels. And you just never know until you get it done. And the last time you saw it, it was looking pretty rough because we didn't have it mulched. All of the drip tubing was exposed, and Paul came through and got it all slicked up. All the drip is done, mulch is down, and it looks gorgeous. Okay, let's head into the south garden. I'll open the gate up here.
Welcome, guests.
I love this gate. This gate is so gorgeous. The foam pier caps are holding their own, holding up through the rain, looking pretty good. All right, so I think we'll just walk down the lane here and take a look at the annuals, and then we'll go into the loop.
Oh, check this out. We've never showed this sign.
Oh, yeah.
This
is
our attempt to stop people from going straight.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what to do when they go straight. Admittedly, you know, our Persephone garden kind of looks like it should be a driveway.
Yeah. So this eliminates a lot of confusion. It just says entrance this way. I don't know how clear that is. With an arrow pointing this way, which the previous owners actually had a similar sign.
Yeah.
Even when they had the little gate and the property started way up there, they had a sign that had people go left, because I think it was confusing even back then with all the fences and everything. So yeah, it has helped quite a lot. And the grass is looking great. What was the last thing you did out here, Aaron?
What do you mean?
Like fertilizer.
Oh, I did just recently, like a couple weeks ago.
Was it just the organic lawn food, just straight up? Okay. Yeah. And are you going to put a winterizer down?
I don't think I am this year, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Just going to let it be?
I mean, maybe, but I think I probably won't this year.
Oh, well, it looks really nice. It had a little bit of a struggle there in the beginning, and it's kind of rebounded, and it's growing really fast.
Yeah.
It feels like you're needing to mow like every 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so right here we have the Mini Vista White with the Day Glow dahlias. The container, I think, has aphids, so it's looking a little bit sad, but we're about ready to pull it anyway, so we haven't sprayed it. It's not worth it at this point. Oh yeah, I can see the totem pole panicums. They're standing up pretty nicely, but you can see that the rain did a little bit of a number on them. They look pretty though still. And we've got some Siberian iris that looks gorgeous all year. Echinacea, I'm not cutting back because I want this for winter interest. I absolutely love echinacea in the wintertime. And honestly, if it seeds itself around, even better. Like just like sprinkle those seeds. Let's get a whole bank of echinacea here would be awesome. Yeah, the annuals, still some color, but we're getting really close to pulling them. I'm gonna miss it though. I'm gonna miss it tremendously, like more than any other time. I think my favorite little pocket along this lane has been right here. The Sun Credibles still looking bright and beautiful, and then the Supertunia Tiara Blue, which was my favorite application for this particular annual thus far, and then the Pinkerific Dahlias. I mean, we have these by our back kitchen entrance as well, and they're so gorgeous. They're so bright.
I'm a huge fan of those dahlias.
Aren't they awesome?
I mean, like you know, when you had your dahlia, like your cut flower garden, they were pretty and
Yeah.
it was fine, but as just an observer,
they're a mess, the other ones.
those
Yeah.
are a mess, and these are not a mess. These
No.
are really pretty. Like, they kind of, just at a glance, they almost look like roses or something.
Sure.
But like a better version.
rose.
Like a better rose, because there's so many blooms.
Yeah. Well, and they're in bloom the whole entire time. They don't lull.
Yeah.
So that's also
when
nice.
you get up close, it's obviously not a rose bloom, but I think they're great.
I do too. They're really, really pretty. I love the looking through and seeing all the different things. I can see the crabapple, you know, the crabapples on the crabapple trees starting to shine. We've got the Sergeant Pepper dogwoods, which I planted, like it was one of the first things I planted out here this season. And they're looking really good. And so they'll have bright red stems in the wintertime.
How big do those get?
What's that?
How big do those get?
I think about 6.
Oh, pretty big.
Yeah, they get pretty good size. I've got 3 of them right in here. And then these were hanging baskets we planted, and they're still looking really good. That Hoopla Vivid Orchid, Violet Ice Superbena, and Mini Vista White. That is a winner combination right there. And I haven't really done much around here because I was thinking like, okay, so this locust tree has put on a lot of growth and it's gonna get shadier really quickly right here. Like we might be able to put some hostas in here, Aaron. Hostas
You think so?
Brunnera. Wouldn't that be beautiful in here?
I think we might be a little ways away from that.
I don't know. I might start in this next year. But we've added some really fun stuff. That Mr. Seedless, Mr.
Mustard?
No, that's a spirea. This is a silverthorn.
Oh.
Seedless. Mr. Smooth. Thornless, seedless silverthorn, which I have no experience with, but I think they're pretty. And then of course these annuals look absolutely gorgeous. We've got the Sparkling Amethyst, Superbena, Plain the Blue Salvia, Pink Picotee Gara, which is superior in every way. This variety of Gara is the best, for sure. I love it. Okay, we're gonna round the corner here. You can kind of have an overview of the formal flower garden. We probably won't walk through here because it's all very similar at the moment. Maybe at some point we'll have different things planted in all the quadrants, but Plain the Blue Salvia has done really well. We're working on the lavender, popping new ones in where ones die. It's been a little bit of a, I just explained in a video, it's been a little bit of a trial and error and trial mostly.
And tribulation?
Yes, feels that way. At some point we'll have full lavender hedges in here, but it looks gorgeous with the fountain and the benches and the shed. I love it. And look at this, you guys, let's flash back. Let's flash back like 3 years even, maybe even 2 years, or maybe even a year ago, about how beautiful this has turned out. And it's still looking good in October. There's a lot of fall interest in here with your sedum. I left the Agastache up. You can see the seed heads right in here. That's this one here. I mean, it's about ready to flop over, but it's still adding a lot of texture in this space. The grasses, that is a, sorry, Aaron, I'm bouncing back and forth. That's a Desert Plains Pennisedum right there. And those shorter grasses tend to be more stout. And you can see that that one, you know, the rain didn't bother it at all. It's looking really nice. But look at this right in here. We've got a Proudberry Coralberry. We've got a sedum that the rain did a little bit of a number on. But look at these. Look at that. Beautiful. And then we've got Buddleia, Miss Violet, still rocking. And I left our Serendipity alliums up because I think they're beautiful. Just a lot of pretty things. Okay, we're gonna bounce over to this side. We usually take one side at a time, but I'm trying to get this whole garden in this single video. So Look at this. Is that a Baron, I think something, red Baron crabapple?
Are the birds going to eat these?
Yes.
Eventually?
They're persistent, which means they will stay on the tree until either the birds eat them or new growth pushes the crab apples out next year. So if the birds don't eat them right away, we'll get to enjoy that beautiful red color through the winter months.
Do we need to stake that? It looks like the top of it is like leaning just a little bit
Of this
to
tree?
my left.
Oh, probably. Or not, just let it be its own unique self. It's a small tree, it stays very small. Look at these spring groves. They're about as wide as they are tall.
Yeah, I wonder why they're not shooting up as much.
I don't know, but I think they are fantastic. They are so pretty. Planted some new Heliopsis in here, which looks to have powdery mildew at this point, which, you know, kind of makes sense. It's been so much more wet lately. Oh, this right here. This has been a favorite. It's been a favorite of yours, hasn't it, Aaron?
Yeah, I really like this.
It's very just pleasing, very pastel. It looks very Easterish. We've got the Mini Vista Pink Cloud. It's a new Supertunia for next year, along with a Lobularia tucked in toward the back and toward the front as well. And it is a technically new annual in that it has been improved. And then we've got the Stormburst Superbina. That's that bicolor white and purple Superbina looking so pretty. And I am planning on repeating this combination in a different spot next year in a larger kind of way.
Could you intermix all three of them?
Yes. I could have done a much better job. What I was doing in here, wherever you see pockets of annuals, they were leftovers from other projects. So I would pop in 4 alyssum and just kind of try to get them in there, and a few little Superbina and a few Supertunias, and they really do a beautiful job filling in spots until you've got perennials and other things going. Niagara Falls Panicum, they held up to the rain. That really kind of surprises me in a way, but also is very awesome. I'm glad that they have the strength to hold up to that, because it rained for I don't even know for how many hours.
Well, in multiple days.
And it poured. Like, it wasn't just a light rain, it was pouring. So that is wonderful to see. We've got some rugosa roses in here, which are still blooming. They're really pretty. Not only do I like the blooms, but I love the way the leaves on rugosa roses look. They're a little bit thicker, a little bit more textured. They're just so pretty. And then over in here, our Supertunia Bordeaux, still looking colorful. I mean, the plants are looking a little tired at this point. You can see a little bit more yellow going on. We did miss a few weeks of BT, and it makes a huge difference when you do that. So I think they got their last application a couple of days ago, just so we could see how far we could get them into the season. But that goes to show, I think we skipped the last couple of weeks of September. Mm-hmm. We probably shouldn't have done that.
You know, I was wondering, since we fertilize annually or weekly, what if we just put the BT in the water tank? Because you had mentioned that they do that downtown when they water the annuals there. Like, what if you just did an overhead application and had the BT in the water tank
and with the
and
fertilizer
didn't do it separately?
We could try it.
That way you could still be hitting them every week.
Yeah. The thing with the BT, I did a BT video earlier this spring showing you how I apply it. You really have to get in there and get into the interior of the plant. And maybe when they're being fertilized, that would happen even easier. If you're just kind of blanketing the whole plant with water overhead, instead of having to get the wand in with all that, Yeah,
it's something we could maybe try.
Yeah, I think that would be worth a shot for sure. Limelight Primes, a little underwhelmed by them. So we've talked about popping them out and doing a different type of hydrangea here, or putting a row of boxwood right underneath, so you kind of cover the bottom part of the plant, which would solve a lot of the problem here, because at this point you can really see underneath. And we've had these here for a few years at this point.
Well, half of them we've had for
not
as long.
Yeah, you can tell I came in midway there and added some extras between, because I really wanted it to be full. We just spaced them apart a little bit too far. So, I mean, eventually things will catch up, but I don't know.
I think we should give them a couple more years.
Couple more years?
Yeah, and really just kind of work on fertilizer and making sure that they're not being taken over by any kind of mites or anything like that.
Sure. But I do think I'm going to come in with boxwoods regardless.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Because I think even, when all the color and the blooms are gone, having that winter structure out here would be really nice. And I have boxwoods. I happen to have some on hand for that project. Once we pull these Bordeaux, I will get after that right away. But this whole space right here, I absolutely love. We've got on the left here a black lace elderberry, big self there. And then we've got a red fox katsura kind of back from that. But this Tickle Creek birch is so gorgeous. That texture right there is so ferny and so just ethereal. What? Aaron's laughing at me. You hate it, don't you?
Yeah,
I think he doesn't like it. But I think it's gorgeous because it just sets apart. It contrasts everything else.
Why is it brown
in
on
this
one
space.
side?
What?
Why is it brown on one side?
It's fall.
Oh.
It's fall color,
Oh, okay.
Aaron. Jeez.
It's a beautiful russet.
It is. It's like your bald cypress.
Yeah.
I need to come in here and cut back peonies. Peonies and hostas, if you don't clean anything else out of your garden, those are the two things you want to make sure to clean out. And you can tell that those need to be cleaned out. This is a lemon squeeze pennisetum right here. It's in more shade, so it doesn't.
I like that.
Isn't it pretty?
Yeah, it's
so
a nice grass.
If it's in more sun, it's more of a lemony chartreuse color, the leaves are. But this one you can see is underneath the canopy of this serviceberry, so it stays a much deeper green, and I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous like that. We've got more Mini Vista White in here. And then this is a tree that we're considering removing. This is an Apollo maple, and it's just kind of a dumb tree.
You can't see it on this side, but there's a bunch of powdery mildew on the other side.
There is, but and it's just growing so weird.
Also, it's a very narrow tree, and I feel like we need more of a block there, like
Yeah.
a much bigger tree.
Something with a canopy.
Yeah,
More
I
of a
wonder
canopy. Do you think it'd be worth
digging up and moving.
Do we have water lines right there?
Yeah, we
Probably.
do. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, it's just a weird tree. And when you have stuff, I've been very vocal throughout the years about if you don't like something, take it out, put something else in its place. I mean, we plant plenty of things around here to make up for, you know, taking a thing out or two here and there if you're not loving it. This space right here, we've got a grass that didn't hold up to the rain quite as nicely. That's a totem pole as well. But look at this rose. This is a state of grace. Isn't that perfection? Look at that. Oh, I just love these. And this is one plant. So they do get quite large. If you decide to put one in, it is definitely a large shrub rose. We've got some Miss Violet Buddleia looking really beautiful in here, and then the honey locust trees put on quite a lot of growth. Also, the Leyland cypress we have back in there, we thought it was on its way out. But it looks, Aaron, like it's going to pull through.
Like it's okay. It's got a little bit of browning.
But not bad.
But you know what? We've had that with a lot of our Leyland cypress. The first year or two that we plant them, they get some brown tips or leaves, and then they always come out of it.
They really do, and that will be gorgeous right there. It'll fill in that whole space and be a nice evergreen block. Fall in Love Sweetly anemones planted in full sun, looking beautiful. Now they did not come back as strong as they had in years past, but what they did, instead of coming back where they originally were, which was kind of down here to the left, they spread themselves back. They're not an aggressive spreader like the other Japanese anemones we have by our back kitchen door. Those want to take over fast. These are slow about it, but I was thankful that they kind of took the space back in here because I was really wanting that interest here, and I was a little bummed that they had fizzled out in front. So anyway, they turned out really nice. And we've got some Vanessa Bell, David Austin's in here, which we dug out. Remember, Aaron? They were hard out of that triangle garden.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I swear we about broke a shovel, or maybe we did.
Yeah, we might have. Digging
these out. They all took. Over here, I kind of skipped a little bit, but there's not like a tremendous amount going on. The unplugged white salvia and the red kufia you're seeing in here was planted last year, and they're annuals, and they came back. I think that unplugged white, it came back everywhere that we planted it.
Really?
So
that's interesting.
I wonder if it's going to be a perennial for us.
Maybe.
Or like a marginal.
Well, I guess it maybe depends on the winter.
The year.
We had a pretty mild winter last year.
We really did, and it's really quite nice. And then this is a new primrose variety coming out next year, and it's been a really nice performer. I mean, it may not be the most striking thing, but it has really, you know, it's holding its own.
It does, you know, from the photos that we were given, it looks like it's living up to what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Like I don't think it's supposed to be anything else.
Right. And then this area, oh, it's kind of a mess right now. There's actually some hydrangeas in here. Hopefully they're still alive. But I had planted some Vista, which one is this? Paradise, I think. And then all this Kufia came back from last year. It came up a little bit later. I can't remember which one it's called. It's not the watermelon. It's the other one. Anyway, so we've got like a pink and red combination going on here. Actually kind of tempered the pink a little bit, because the pink is it's so, what's that word?
In your face?
Yeah, it's a little bit of an in-your-face color, and I did not like it after I planted it here. I thought, oh man, I'm gonna have to look at that all season. And then the red Kufia came up, and somehow the two of them together, I've kind of enjoyed it. The Violet Eye Superbina is just amazing.
That's really striking.
It really is. And there's a lot of them in here. I can't remember how many exactly I planted, but there's quite a few.
Like, can you give a guess?
I probably put in 4 flats, so that's 40.
That's not crazy. I mean, it's a lot of plants, but it's not like you did 400.
Sure. It's definitely worth it in this space. And we have added some seedlings, some Agastaki seedlings that we grew this winter and spring, and then there are some roses in here, and it's filling up slowly but surely. But if you turn around this way, Erin, the view this way looks so pretty with our neighbors, trees in the background, that borrowed view there. Those are so nice. I'm so thankful they're there.
Yeah.
But the whole space looks just so pretty. I love it. We were recently in the orchard. Kind of went through our bagged apples. You can see the rain took a few of them down, but everything is looking pretty nice in here. All the stuff we put in, the boxwoods and the perennials, we've got echinacea and then a variety of veronica in here that look great. The pots have held their own. I had to take the corn stalks down. I had them lashed to a bamboo stake right in here, and we had a huge wind come through and they had all just bent over. So they looked pretty messy, so I picked those up and got rid of those. Just wanted to pop over here to the strawberries real quick. So they are still producing. Here we are, October, and we still have some fruit. They're not as big at this point, but they are doing so great. I mean,
the runners are crazy long.
I know, they are crazy long, and the plants themselves, look so healthy and happy. I'm just so thankful for this whole thing. I would do this again in a second. And if anybody is wondering if it's worth the money to put in raised beds this big, for a perennial crop like this, it's absolutely 100% worth it, even if you just do one. I mean, we've got several here, and strawberries they're our favorite crop, our kids' favorite crop for sure. So to put your investment in this, I think was just absolutely worth it. I love it. Okay, we're gonna head over to the other side of the south garden. On our way, I should mention these North Pole arborvitaes have done so well. Do you remember when we planted them? Has it been 4 years ago now?
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5 at this point.
Or 6.
And they were in...
They weren't that big, like 3 to 5 gallon containers.
Maybe like this tall when we planted them.
Yeah.
And you can't see through them in most of the spots. There's been a couple of them that we've had to replace. There's one we had to replace 4 times, and it finally took so far.
When you're driving along this lane or walking along it, you can't tell that there's houses behind here. Because they're probably 8 feet tall right now.
Yeah, it's only when you back up you can see the tops of the roof line, but they still have a ways to go. I mean, I'm 5'4", and these will get 10 to 15 feet tall. So if you imagine that much more height on top of them, I think they'll do a really good job blocking the houses. Yeah, they look really good. Okay, so we're just gonna go along the back side of the lane and then we'll come up through the grass pathway. But our grapevines are doing really well. We still have a lot of grapes in here. Suffolk Red. We just come along and grab bunches of them and bring them inside. They're so sweet and delicious. We harvested all of our juice grapes, which are the white Niagaras, and we made juice together from these 2 vines here. And then we've got a lot of pretty things along the backside here. These are some of the heirloom mums. I think these are the marshmallow maybe variety that we planted out together. They're the ones I ordered last spring. And then I had them all through last season, all through the winter, and then almost all the way through this season before I got them in the ground. I just decided to pop them out here and there and not do a row of them somewhere since I'm not really doing the cut flower thing. And they're beautiful this time of year and they last forever. the flowers do. This spruce tree, Aaron, I don't know.
Well, it looked like it was going to die this spring.
Yeah.
And then it got some new growth. And now it's kind of looking poor again.
Yeah. I hope we don't have to replace it. I was really, after it put on the new growth, it looked full and like lush. And I don't know. I have to figure that out. But the black lace elderberries are really starting to put on some growth. These are a couple of years old now. We've got some lantana that's just awesome. This is the Luscious Berry Blend. Highly recommend. We're going to be doing way more lantana in the garden because it doesn't need anything from us.
Well, and it gets a good height on it too. It's not like a, the Super Tunia over here.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, this was looking really good like 3 days ago.
Oh, yesterday even.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a little pummel.
It's nice to have annuals that kind of, are like little shrubs.
Well, and it's not as big as like the plain the blues. So if you want something that's a little more tame, I think this is a good option. Montana moss juniper. They look really good with that, actually. Yeah. That's a really pretty blend. We've got some of the lilac crush, something like that. Hibiscus in here, but they're starting to fade. A few little flowers left, but the budlias are still holding their own, as are the Russian sage. And we've got more limelight primes in here. And then we have the pink cashmere superbena, which, oh my gosh, for most of the season it was completely covered in blooms, looking so pretty, still looking pretty, because it's just kind of complementing the ironweed. We planted this as a new perennial for next year. I've never grown it before. Look at it. It's gorgeous. I can't remember the mature size on it, but I did plant some heirloom mums in kind of around it. I think it's gorgeous. I would love to have more, because getting things that look like this time of year, I think it's a good thing to add to the garden for sure. We'll kind of pop down this walkway a little ways because we have got some things in here that look really good. We've got my aster plant in here, which I just showed in a, and I'm glad I took a video of it before it just completely flopped over, but it looks really nice. It's a kickin' purple. Right here is the Cool Jazz Supertunias, which have been an amazing performer through this season, but they're at this point looking a little bit more tired. But my goodness, the pathway is right here.
It's a good thing it's a
That's why we
pathway.
have to do wide pathways around here. Flavorette Honey Apricot Rose. Love this one.
Who makes this?
Proven Winners.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like an edible rose. They're all edible, but I guess these are bred to have more flavor, or...
Is that true? All roses are edible?
I think so.
Oh.
Right?
Oh,
Rose
I don't
petals?
know. I was asking you.
I'm asking everyone else. Yeah, reminiscent pink roses. They do want to throw out some wild arms. So you got to be careful about that. We need to trim those back. And then I kind of want to, what?
Every time we come to this area, you're like reminded of your...
Let's turn around and go back the other way. I haven't done a lot in that space. Well, we lost a crabapple in that area. And
That's true.
It kind of like changes a lot of what I was thinking for that space. And I don't know what I want to put back there. Because if we do put a tree back in there, I might want something that gets a little bit bigger than that crabapple was going to get.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm not thankful, if that doesn't make sense, but.
Well, there's a silver lining.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to find the best.
Glass half full.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
More of the pink cashmere. This little bunch looks a little more lively. But the grass here, Erin, you do a good job with the grass here. Look at that.
You know what? Adding grass pathways like this, I don't know. I love it.
I do too.
Personally.
You kind of had to sell me on it, because in my mind, what I was thinking before we had these was the infrastructure. How much is that going to cost? What kind of maintenance is that going to be? It's going to be a nightmare for maintenance all the time. And you enjoy taking care of it so much that you're out here keeping it looking like this all the time.
Yeah, but I think gravel would have a decent amount of maintenance as well.
Weeding.
All the weeding.
Hot.
Yeah, and it would not be as cooling.
No, I don't think it would make the plants look as good as they do.
Yeah.
I think the grass helps make the plants look even better. So good job, Erin. I'm glad you pushed for that, for sure. We've got some Nepeta looking real pretty with the backdrop of the ginger wine 9 barks. Look at this Niagara Falls. Now that is perfectly integrated. We've got some other things around it that are babies, like some coreopsis, pink coreopsis, and some sedum and veronica, but That's gorgeous with the Arctic Fire dogwood, which, what does the tag say the Arctic Fires get?
5 feet.
I'm 5'4". They're huge and gorgeous. We've got a Procumbens blue spruce, some beautiful hardy geraniums. They're looking great. And then the Rise Up Amber Nest Rose. This is either a small climber or a large shrub. I love them. On this side here, we've got a crabapple. In fact, we'll do this together this week. I need to come out here and limb this thing up. I also think I'm gonna pull out some stuff. I think I'm gonna pull out, I've got some Supreme Cantaloupe Echinacea, which at this point you can see they're under the canopy enough that they're just not thriving. And I don't like the color of them right here. So I think I need to remove those. I think I'm gonna remove the Amsonia. We cannot get it to not be iron deficient. I mean, we have applied iron after iron after iron and it just sits there looking like this. My parents were over, we were walking around the garden the other night and he was like, well, I thought they were isn't it supposed to look like that? I'm like, no, I don't think so. It's supposed to look more green. And we've got Super Tutti Vista bubblegum with our sad grasses. Look at this. I knew they would be flat, but boy, they've been pretty all season. The purple fountain grass right here. Oh.
You don't think they'll recover?
No, they're done.
They're done for?
Yep. That's the problem. Whenever we do those, like in the downtown pots, I remember that being a thing.
Sure.
They would look so gorgeous all season, and then in the fall, the seed heads do start to kind of look a little bit like they're going to fall apart.
Yeah.
And then if you get one heavy rainstorm, they're done. They're flat and they just don't recover. I tried to stake them a bunch of times in those pots before. The James Britannia, you guys, highly recommend this one. I'll show you another variety in another spot, but this is a Safari Dusk. And my word, are they a beautiful landscape plant. They're so pretty, and they're really great for containers. I think the whole idea of having a James Britannia is a Bacopa, or Sutera, I think is the botanical name, Sutera. It's a replacement for that, because Bacopa, if you let those dry out in a container, you basically can't recover them. They're so touchy about water. But these are a native to like South Africa. They're super drought tolerant. They like it. They like to dry out. So it's a really good option if you want to sub in for a Bacopa in there. Anyway, let's go down this walkway. We can see the other James Britannia. Go underneath our apple arch. We've got a forest pansy redbud doing some weird stuff. Like, what is this? Way out here. And every time we get wind, it does this. Like,
is it supposed to have a leader, or is that a
no,
triple?
It's a multi-trunk. It's a double trunk on the bottom. Oh, sorry, Russell. But it's just, I mean, it's growing, obviously. It's just kind of weird. I'll have to take after that branch in particular. But these annuals are gorgeous. We've got the James Britannia Safari Sky right in here. So it's a little bit more of a, like that one has a little bit more warmth to it. This one's a little more cool. Superbena Peachy Keen, and then the Campfire Marshmallow Bidens. And this was kind of a, like, just let's throw them in. I've got these plants, let's throw them together and see what they do. Took them a while, remember that? Mm-hmm. It's like, ooh, I don't know. It took, especially the Superbena, a while to come into its own, but I love this blend. And I would repeat this one as well. Okay, let's head to the west side. Bubblegum, Blue Suede Shoes Salvia, Suncredibles. 3 annuals in this area. Oh my goodness, they're huge and they're beautiful. And the honeybees, do you see that activity you're in? All over the salvia.
Yeah, they're going crazy.
And this is a favorite of the hummingbirds too. Like, we've got all different kinds of salvia planted, like 5 or 6 different varieties of annual salvia, and the Blue Suede Shoes is the one that they go for. We have this in the front of the pond area too, and they just love it. Of course, we've talked about this. We haven't done anything, so we'll just kind of gloss over it. Look away. Down the west side path, we've got some boscobels still in bloom. They are so, oh, they're so fragrant and so beautiful. I just got a bunch of water on my face. Isn't that pretty? That's a pretty color. Look at the Limelight Hydrangea Standard right there. And I love this. This is a Royal Frost Birch. We planted 3 of them together in the same hole, and they are so beautiful. Oh, I just love it. And I love the Instant Karma Elderberry here. It's got a little bit of a wild branch there, here, and watch out. And this is just a jumble. It's a total jumble of pretty things that we should probably cut back, but I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward leaving a lot of stuff this year. Are you looking at the Mangave?
Yes.
It's going for it right now. The other 3 are not. So you might remember, you guys, when we planted these urns, I sunk the mangaves down in their plastic nursery containers. Put those down in so I could lift them out easily and just pop them in the greenhouse so I didn't have to do a whole repot project. But this one, since it's in bloom, I probably won't try to save it because once they bloom, they start to, usually the mother plant dies and they send out pups on the bottom. The lemon coral though.
Yeah, it's going for it.
Yeah. What do you think, Aaron? Like, what do you think we should plant in these pots next year? It needs to contrast the arbs a little more.
Yeah, I don't know. It needs to be
Mini Vista white.
No, it needs to be
like
more shade tolerant.
A ball of white. You think so?
I think so.
You're probably right. Like Surefire.
Yeah, it needs to be something that can do like sun or shade.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think these get enough sun.
Do you think at this point we should, as I start, you know, taking some things out or adding more things that they need to be shade things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts? I can't believe we're at that point. These dahlias though, oh my word. Is it vibrant violet or vivid violet? Doesn't matter. Violet's in the name. This is another one of the Virtuoso dahlias. Kind of like the Day Glow or the Pinkerific that we looked at. These are awesome. I had 2 left after I was done planting the chicken coop area, and I just found a little run of drip line that I could pop these by. And I think, wouldn't it be gorgeous? Well, they like a lot of sun though, but wouldn't it be gorgeous just to like the whole front of this flower bed?
I don't know about the whole front, but I would say just,
like
you know,
big
dotting
pockets.
them in.
Oh, they're so pretty.
Pockets would look really nice.
One thing we do need to move out of this area are the roses. They do not get enough sun and they are leggy and
they're not very productive.
No, they really aren't. And they really need to be, when we cut them, deadhead them, we need to be cutting back the branches harder, not letting them get so tall. There's a water issue going on in this pot.
Like it's not getting enough water?
I think it's getting too much. So I need to take that, at least for the lemon coral. I finger tested the soil when we hadn't had rain and it felt pretty wet. So anyway, we'll address that. The lamium though, look at that. Pink Chablis, I think, is the name. And I had 2, 4, 6, 8 per well. When we planted them, they were so tiny and it looked so insignificant, but I knew that they would put on growth and eventually they'll be a complete fill for this space. And it was really our last opportunity to be able to dig holes around these maple trees without hurting roots too much. So I think that was a good move. All right. When do you think we're gonna pop these out?
I don't know. They're not looking great.
They're bad.
Is that damage from current year or past years?
It could be a little bit of both, but these do not, the spider mite, there's no spider mites on these though. And I didn't notice any spider mites this year. You know, I don't know. Oh, there's one. I found one. So they have spider mites. Excellent. We need a hard frost and a hard winter around here.
Well,
that'd be helpful.
Yeah.
But I do think we need a more tolerant variety of boxwood here.
Yeah.
It needs to be either independent. So far, we've been able to test the new gen boxwoods long enough to where I've noticed, and I showed you in a video recently, we have a Freedom planted right next to an Independence. The Freedom looks in growth habit a lot like the Sprinters, and the Independence don't. They have a much more dense and more lateral branching, and they're a thicker leaf. And I wonder if that thicker, waxier leaf is something that the mites want to avoid. And these are a little thinner leaves, a little bit more soft, and I wonder if they just are more attracted to that. So if we take these out, we're going to probably replace them with Independence. Either that or Winter Gems, one of the two. I can't imagine taking these out though.
I know, that would seem so sad.
But you know what? The second we get a heavy snow, these will be completely, because see, look at this. This is how they grow. There's no lateral branching in there. They're just like straight up. They're just, they're not very strong. Anyway, it's not something you can know though for several years. I mean, they're still pretty. They're beautiful right now in that they're all shorn and they're adding some beautiful structure here.
Do you think it would help to do like a rejuvenation prune of some kind, like where you went pretty hard?
I don't know. I mean, it worked in the...
Did that develop any more lateral branches?
No, they're about the same.
They still just
We can take a look when we go up there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Our raised bed garden still really productive except for my spinach. You guys, I seeded a bunch of spinach seed in there. I don't think my drip tape's working in there very well. I wonder if it's even working at all because the boxwood's looking a little peaked and that it's hooked up to the same drip, but the spinach just came up in one little circle in the center.
Huh.
I don't even care at this point. I've got broccoli in here and peas and some really pretty things. The tomatoes still producing. We've got peppers producing in here. I won't walk through there. You can kind of see it as an overview. And these pots have been just delightful. The whole thing. I mean, we've got a prairie rose panicum in here. I love this grass.
Apache rose?
No, prairie rose.
Prairie rose?
I should have carried my phone with me so I could verify names, but isn't it prairie rose?
I don't know. We'll put it on the screen.
Isn't it Apache sky? Is that something?
Might be.
Isn't that a echinacea?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, love it. Love this. Love the sedum and the surefire rose begonia. We've got like I think it's a lime twister or something like that, sedum, and a wire vine in here. It's just a really pleasant look, and they've been really low maintenance, extremely low maintenance containers. Over here you can see the other lamium we planted. We dug this up from another part of the garden and brought it in. We lost one, I think, just the one, maybe two. One right here and then one right on the other side, but overall, between the stuff we dug up and the stuff that our friend dug up and brought over, which actually originated here, and I dug it up, went to her garden, and it was getting a little out of control in her garden, so she dug up some of it and brought it back. And so we'll have a full coverage lamium bed in here in no time. And I'm just thankful because it's been a very easy keeper, and it's filling the space, which is nice. Okay, so the chicken coop bed, we'll take a look at that real quick. More of the dahlias that we had on the west side there, looking so, so pretty.
Do they get a little more sun on this side?
Yes, they do. How could you tell?
It's like from here, they look...
Yeah, it's a little more shaded. At least it's lush, though.
Yeah.
Like their leaves are deep green. I have had a few of the dahlias get spider mites, but not many of them. And the ones that we have had spider mites on have been over in the parterre kind of area. And I can point those out. These have been pretty clean of it, which is nice, but you can see what the dahlia looks like in the ground versus in a window box versus in a container. Kind of a fun little spot. I love this area though. This whole brick patio area has been so fun. Surefire white begonia is just like rocking. Look at this. This one gets pretty much sun all day versus the surefire white that gets shade all day. That boxwood needs to be replaced. I have a replacement out by the high tunnel. So don't look at that. Just look at these right here. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? I mean, the one in the full sun has quite a lot more blooms, but these, they just look good no matter what. And they look really nice in this display right here. It's kind of getting toward the end of its time though. I love it though. It just looks so peaceful over here with all the white and then the Dusty Miller in there. I love it so much. Aaron doesn't love the Dusty Miller, but I love it with the surefire white begonias. I think it's really pretty. And then we've got an out of control rose. I need to do some maintenance, and some lamb's ear and the incredible hydrangeas. Hold on, we've got some cats that are wanting to fight. Kitties. Russell, kitty, kitty. Anyway, we've still got some annuals here in this kitchen flower bed. The pinkerific dahlias and the Bordeaux supertunias. I'm gonna have to figure out something to put in here for the winter months. It's always so bare.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have something in here. And I do think, you guys, that we will remove this. It made more sense when there was multiple levels in here. Nothing ever made sense over here, I guess. But we'll probably move that and do something a little bit more like smooth in this area. The begonia here. This is one of the space age begonias, and it is so beautiful. It came out of one of those 30-second planters that we popped in, and I've enjoyed it.
It's a good-looking begonia.
It really is. I need to get it repotted, get it out of there and repotted so that we can save it, have it as a house plant. Got our little fall area right over here.
My work boots.
Your work boots and my muddy shoes behind us. And that kind of brings us over here to the front of the Hartley area, but I just wanted to pop over here to the Persephone garden to take a look, because there are some pretty things up here. We did a little makeover on these pots and made them look a little more fall, a little bit more bright, and I've been really enjoying that. And so these are the sprinters over here that we did the rejuvenation prune on, and they feel kind of just the same. as they did before. I mean,
they've got the damage on the sides as well.
Yeah. I mean, once they suffer spider mite damage, they don't ever really recover from that. You just have to hope for new growth that kind of pushes out and covers it. If you don't have that, then you've got this, you know, kind of whitish, speckly looking leaf that's not super desirable. So we'll probably be looking at a change at some point, but they are a nice structure, I guess, for now. Surefire rose begonias, looking beautiful. Look at this grass.
I know. The growth is crazy.
It really is. It's done so well.
I haven't had the water on for like a while.
Like a couple weeks, maybe?
Well, I don't know if it's been a total of a couple weeks. Close, probably.
Yeah.
But we've just gotten so much rain.
We really have.
It's been nice.
I love looking over the fence at the flowers. I already kind of know what I want to do next year so that we've got lots of color along this fence line. I think it'll be really, really pretty. But that was a late seeding of sunflower seeds. Oh boy, what date was that? Oh, it's probably been under 60 days since I put the seeds in the ground. And they're already up and blooming and looking that pretty in October. I just love it. Our first crop of sunflowers have been done for a long time. The ones that we seeded in May or June. The impatiens here, these are the Rockapoko, Apple Blossom, and Rose. It took them a while to come into their own, but they really have. They're beautiful. And this is gorgeous. This is a Russian hawthorn. Look at the hawthorn berries, I guess is what they're called. I don't know, but it is so loaded. This is a tree that does not get super huge. Like I don't expect it to get that much bigger than it is now. And I do need to trim these up because they're over the lane, but I wanted to wait so that I could use them in an arrangement because I think that the berries are just so gorgeous. And I mean, all of those berries were white flowers this spring. So you can imagine how beautiful it was when it was full of bloom. The weeping willow that I love. We planted some hanging baskets. They were the 16-inch hanging baskets right here. And it was a mix of the campfire bidens, which you can hardly see. There's like one flower right there, that little yellow flower. And then the over easy super bells and lantana. And the lantana just kind of pushed out the center and pushed everything else kind of down. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
But they're so vibrant and beautiful. I don't know what variety this might be, like the citrus blend lantana.
Next year we'll just plant the lantana.
I know, just lantana. It's so pretty. I kind of skipped over this. Let's pop up into the parterre. We have the buddleia along with the Superbena whiteout, which the whiteout's kind of fizzling, but the buddleia rather is beautiful. And this is a prairie fire crabapple right here. Look at all of these. They're so beautiful.
This looks like a lot better after you trimmed up the bottom.
Yeah, and I still feel
Probably
like
could still do a little more.
I was going to say, I feel like I could do more. However, the branches are so heavy from these crab apples. I feel like, you know, they're cruising downward, but they wouldn't be if they had less weight on them. We've got some of the Freedom boxwoods right here. And you can see, yeah, you can see the spider mite damage on it. It's supposed to be all the way green. What a bummer. But we did plant the Julia Child roses this year, and they look really good. And then we've still got a lot of annuals going on in this space. The Classy Carmine Virtuosa dahlias had done really well. And then you can see I mentioned before that we had a little bit of spider mite damage. This doesn't look like spider mites, that's powdery mildew. But it's very minimal. You can see most of them look super healthy, really good. We haven't had to address much of anything with these plants. So I've been really happy with them. And then we've got all kinds of stuff going on back here. This is one coleus plant. And it's in a tiny little pot. That's a chocolate drop coleus. And I've grown them before. I should have known. I should have known what to expect.
How long are you going to keep the pines?
Oh, you know, I'll probably take them out next year.
You think?
Yeah, probably next spring.
I like them. I actually really like the pines.
I really do too. I mean, we can leave them here longer, so long as they look healthy and happy here.
They're like regular pines. They'll get huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there like a miniature pine that you could keep forever?
Probably.
Would you think, like, would you ever consider doing a permanent pine, like a hollowed bottom?
Oh, no.
No.
I think that I would like to be able to have the flexibility to change it.
Sure.
So that we have a little bit of a different look right there
from
time to time. But I do really like them. I think they're really beautiful. This is the De Delta Silver River right here. It's a new one out this next year. And it's kind of a succulent, and you can see that they have just thrived in these little low, they're really shallow planters. And they're so soft, and I love the silvery color. I still haven't picked up pumpkins. I was going to put a pumpkin right in the middle of this arrangement. Be really pretty. Okay, before we head to the pond, we have to look at this crabapple because, my word, look at this. The amount of crab apples on this tree is insane. I'm not sure that I've ever seen one that's been this loaded. And it's loaded like this every year. And I don't think I planted this one in a video, and I cannot remember the name of it. I have searched high and low. If anybody can, by some odd chance, remember what this variety is, I would be so grateful. I want to say that it gets like 8 feet tall, and it gets out wider than it is tall, like 10 to 12 feet wide. It's a beauty. Okay, let's go over to the pond. First, let's walk by this berm here. So like I mentioned before, we've got the blue suede shoes salvia dotted throughout this berm, and the hummingbirds have just loved it. Also, the Aromanth nemesia is amazing. This is the mulberry variety. We also have the pink variety going, and it's been fragrant and beautiful all season in full sun. Also, the Sweetheart Lime sweet potato vine and the Superbena plum wine down there. This is the Rock Steady chaste tree right here, which has surprised me with the amount of growth it's put on. I mean, just crazy. I thought it had died over the course of the winter, and it was a late one to break dormancy, but once it did, it really took off. We've got some Cupid's Dart and Foxglove just planted this year. A lot of this stuff, I've just kind of popped in here and there. I did take out the loosestrife that was in here, the Beaujolais loosestrife. We planted a few iris in here, but we'll need to add some more things in. But oh my goodness. Oh, it's such a pretty spot. Yeah, the water level in here is pretty high from all that rain. My goodness. You can see that the tropical water lily is still going for it. All the leaves got washed off with the rain. That's nice.
Yeah.
Look at that. And the Jacqueline Hillier elm, that's what that kind of chunky green shrub is up there. I'm going to take after that and expose the trunk. It's a multi-trunk kind of small tree, and I think seeing underneath it and seeing that structure would be really nice. So that's one of the projects on my list. I like how everything's filling in though in this area. It's so pretty. And take off this direction. Go back toward the basketball court area. Paul has been saving some of the little baby tilapia and the mosquito fish and taking them to a tank that he's got at home. He's going to try to overwinter them. Still a lot of fish activity. It's so fun to see. There goes my favorite one. It's my favorite koi, right here.
Oh, that one?
Yep, that one's my favorite. It's always like there's some that are a little bit more aggressive. And then this one is always just so like chill. Yeah, just a little bit more gentle.
I like the silver one, or the white.
The little silver white one?
Yeah.
I do
see if
too.
I can find him.
Paul's been calling him Ghost.
That's a good name.
Yeah, because it's kind of a hard one to find. It's usually in this area though. It might be up there.
Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Right there.
How are you doing there on capturing that one? It's hard, isn't it? I've tried to capture it on my phone before. It's hard with the water rippling around. This whole area though, like all the plants around it have really done well. I'm thankful. Like the trees have seemed to really take root and they're doing nicely. And we love this patio. Oh my gosh. And the chairs are all wet from the rain last night, but oh, we spend so much time in this space. Like it's incredible. I want to say that we spend more time sitting here than we do over there.
Yeah.
And I think that's in part because this is the shallower end of the whole menagerie of ponds and streams. And the kids love to play in this area in particular. Benjamin is a proficient swimmer, but Samantha's not yet. So we don't let her get into that other side. So her being able to splash around and play in here while we're out here all together has been a really fun summer activity for the kids. Oh my goodness.
It's just a really nice view
It
from
really,
this location.
yeah, it really is. I'll get out of the way of it.
Especially right here.
Yeah.
That's a really pretty.
That Russian sage and then the willow in the background.
Yep.
Oh,
And you've got the Hartley.
yeah.
You know, just everything's really, any direction you look while sitting here. And you've got the sound from the other side.
It's immersive right here.
So you've got the sound from this as you're sitting there as well, even though you can't see it.
Yeah, you really feel immersed in the water because of all the nice sound. Look at the hardy geraniums. Oh, we planted these this summer. Azure Rush. Look at how gorgeous those are still. Oh, now they get way bigger than this, so don't let this be a, like, oh, that's a sweet little petite perennial I can plant in the garden. Like, they get pretty wild. I'll probably, after I planted these and I went out into the south garden and looked at my other Azure Rushes geraniums that I planted, I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to scoot these back a little bit, I think, eventually. But I did put a boxwood in here, which this will envelop the end of this wall, so you won't see it. It'll just disappear into the boxwood. We planted the thornless cockspur hawthorn, which I just love. I don't think we could have got a better tree for that spot, Aaron.
No, I think that'll be really nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to become the perfect umbrella out here. 25 to 30 feet wide or so. And it gets about that tall as well, but it just has really nice horizontal branching. And we'll make sure to keep it limbed up so you can still kind of see under it.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's already up on a berm.
Yeah.
So you already have height.
Right. Yeah, it's just really nice. And it's got multiple seasons of, 4 seasons of interest to me because of the fact that it's got multiple trunks down below. The silhouette of this tree, even in the wintertime, is going to be gorgeous. This would be a beautiful one to uplight. Like a big beacon back here. So if you continue on down the pathway, you can see there's another boxwood here. This juniper looks like it's tipping. Is it sinking? This is the one that was kind of high. Like, what's it doing?
I don't think it's sunk.
It's solid in there, but it looks like it's doing this, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does a little bit.
Well, I have to stake that one back like this.
Yeah.
I bet. I just love seeing these right here. It just adds that structure. And I've got some aronia. I'm kind of thinking, you know, those that turn really bright red? They bloom in the spring. That'd be really pretty to incorporate back here.
Sure.
But I haven't decided yet. We did add a Leyland cypress right here, and then also a calycanthus right there. And do you want to go along the north berm?
Yeah, we can hit it.
Okay. We're gonna cruise this way.
Oh, also, this is a fake rock. Check this out.
No black widows. There's a spider right there, though. Pretty nice, especially once we get stuff around it.
Yeah, you won't notice.
Yeah. There's one in front of the pond area along the berm that I don't even notice because the annuals kind of have gone over the top of most of it.
I think you're probably over time not going to see these because of the Leyland cypress.
Yeah.
But since this one was out in the bed a little bit more, I figured we'd throw a
Yeah, I
rock
like
over
it.
Man, the grass here is getting super tall as well.
It is. When was the last time you mowed this?
I don't know, like not a week, even a week ago.
Wow. We have a London plane tree right here. It will get absolutely massive.
You need to clip off some of these lowest branches though.
Yeah, probably like this one here for sure. And maybe this one. Like this one for sure.
Yeah.
And this one possibly.
Yeah. Those are like real.
And this one has one, like it's cruising down. See that? We need to get rid of just that little one right there. We have a Horstman's recurva larch right here, which is doing well. Now this is a deciduous larch. Are all of them deciduous? I don't know. Anyway, it'll lose all of its needles. It usually turns a nice color before they do that, but it's done really well. I love the cones. It's like a step up from an alder cone, but obvious step down from a spruce cone. They're so cute. I'll use those, some kind of craft. And then over here, I'm very excited about how this is turning out. Paul did a beautiful job cleaning this up. Got the weeds kind of knocked down and some mulch down. We got a Zelkova. This is a village green Zelkova planted. And then also the purple robe locust, which I've always wanted. Like from, I don't even remember, forever. I've wanted a purple robe locust, but they are a type of locusts that have thorns. And I just never really knew if I wanted to have that, you know, like near the house, or I don't know why. But they get the most beautiful big panicles of blooms, purple. They look like a big giant wisteria tree. And they get pretty big, like 50 feet tall, 35, 40 feet wide, something like that. I mean, really big. So I think having it right here is kind of like this beautiful backdrop will be wonderful. And it bloomed more than once this year for us.
Yeah, it totally did.
Hopefully it doesn't mean it's stressed. It looks healthy. And then our north berm, which we've worked on a little bit this year, we've added some things, you know, some shrubs, iris, we've got hibiscus. The evergreens that we have in here have all rooted in, apparently. I mean, they all survived. They all survived. They all put on new growth this year, every single one of them. So I don't know how long you give them after you transplant something this big to know like that they're solid. But I guess after making it through an entire season.
Yeah, Nathan said to leave them staked for 1 to 2 years.
Okay.
So I don't know, I feel like we should probably go at least 1.5, maybe 2.
Yeah, with the stakes.
Just to be careful.
Yeah. But we've popped in some smaller evergreens like the Spring Grove arborvitaes that really incorporate nicely and that can just provide a little bit more block toward the back. We've also got the Quickfire Fab hydrangeas, which these are going to be gorgeous. I'm so excited. It'll be nice when this is all mulched up. This is a Young's Weeping Birch. I just kind of want it to take over this whole space. More hydrangeas. I did a lot of repeats in this area.
You can see the new growth.
Oh yeah.
On this, the brighter blue.
That's so pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
That icy color. And I've got some Durvellas in here. There's a Cotoneaster, another black lace elderberry. We've got some cedars in here. There's one here and then one in between here, 2 different varieties. And is there another cedar here? Yeah, there's 3. 1, 2, 3 cedars in between all the spruce trees. But you can see that they're just a type that grows a lot more narrow. So there's a nice one to add back there. And we've had really good luck with cedars, honestly. In fact, let's end this tour by that deodar cedar behind the pond. Okay, so we're back here where we just were. I just completely forgot to show you this. But we planted this cedar 2 years ago, maybe?
3 years ago, at least 3.
3
maybe
years
4.
ago? Boy, it's all kind of, but it has done beautifully. I mean, look at this tree.
Isn't this a zone 7?
I think so. And I think that the fact that it's so kind of protected back here, I think that's been the reason why it has done well for us. And I'm just hopeful that it keeps on because I absolutely think it's the most beautiful thing. It looks delicate somehow. It looks delicate, and I love the drape and the texture, all of it, the color. It's gorgeous. So that's where we will end this year's October tour. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sure this is like, oh, how long do you think?
Well, I don't
What's
know.
your guess? An hour and 25 minutes?
Oh, maybe closer just to an hour.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sticking with it and watching this tour. I hope you guys are all having a great October, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.